tonight's game. Lacrosse is Canada's national summer sport. And at this time, fans, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we present our national anthem, O Canada.
Welcome everyone here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center on top of what would be the J.D. MacArthur Arena for tonight's MSL Lacrosse. And yes, I know that is technically an oxymoron as the L in MSL is lacrosse, but anyway, between the Owen Sound North Stars and the Six Nations Chiefs. Six Nations undefeated so far this year, 6-0, while Owen Sound at the diametrically opposed, I guess I should say, at 0-7. Spencer Byers, and alongside me, the GM of the MSL North Stars, Steve McCarthy, as you see there. Warren Hill looking to get the start here tonight for the Chiefs. Dustin Hill is the backup, so regardless of which Hill it is, we know it will be a Hill in net, while on the Owen Sound side, it is the always reliable St. Mary's graduate, Caleb Martin, for the Owen Sound North Stars. And yes, I do mention that as a St. Mary's graduate myself. And Steve, obviously, you'd say the benchmark of the MSL teams is Six Nations, as good as Brooklyn has been this year, Steve, but the Chiefs are reigning Man Cup champs, and they're really good this year too.
Yeah, they're, they are a who's who of NLL All-Stars for the most part. They do have a few guys missing tonight, and they are, even with respect to the guys they've called up from Senior B, Sam LeClaire, Jerry Stats, they also are NLL players, but not regulars on this club because of the absolute incredible depth that they do have here. So,
as it doesn't look like Mitch Gustafson's here tonight, so it will be Jamie Hunt taking the face-off, and he is not able to win it. But does end up getting possession due Owen Sound, and they will start with it. As Webster gave it off, and now trying to attack here are Owen Sound. Thought about firing from a little bit of range. Owen Sound now again kind of getting handcuffed there by the tenacious defense of the Chiefs, and there's a little bit of a double. That ball just thrown, I believe, by Andy Campbell, and it was. Owen Sound not really able to gain back possession as that shot clock is going to go before, or pardon me, an over and back is called before the shot clock could even expire, Steve. And again, that is an MSL rule that is not implemented in either junior or senior B, is that you cannot go back once you cross, kind of like basketball. Trying to get around there are the white shirts, passed off. Dane Smith, that shot off of Martin, good save. And again, you mentioned it, that Six Nations got lots of NLL talent, and I think Dane Smith probably one of the top billings. Is he second in the league the last 2 years in the NLL, led the playoffs the last 2 years for Buffalo in winning efforts, two-time now back-to-back champs with the Buffalo Bandits in the NLL. As now Owen Sound with possession. Brendan Campbell gave it off there to Blumsberger. That shot from a mile away gets on target. That shot, another save. That one was Tyler Brown with the second chance there off the first attempt by Dante Koulis.
Yeah, and those are what Owen Sound will have to do today to have success. To get in there, get secondary possessions, and in that case, had a great look on the rebound, just weren't able to beat Warren Hill.
Down now into the middle, just couldn't find the runner. Sam Leclerc now fighting for it. That ball's gonna skip loose and picked up by Tyler Halls. Fired forward in transition to Jackson Webster. Webster, second on the team in points. Webster fires, that one just went through the stick there of Elijah Brow. Back up top for Webster. Webster will get the screen from Campbell. Back off for Elijah Brown. Now to Delver, that shot right on Hill. Good save there as Curtis Woodland makes a save, and we're gonna have a little bit of stop here, and we'll see what the buzzer was for down at floor level. You see there, Six Nations has already beaten Owen Sound down in Six Nations 15-4. But that was in May. And we are now almost in July, so that was a while ago for this young club. And Steve, you mentioned it basically all year, and we're going to keep mentioning it. Is this Owen Sound team is very young, so they should play themselves into this year, and you've kind of seen it with some of the score lines they've gotten as of late.
Yeah, I mean, again, we probably dressed at least 16 players, maybe more now, that have not ever played in this league before, even a game. And yeah, it's certainly a learning curve, and you know, we'll certainly find out who can play in this league and who will need to replace. But we'll have a lot of good guys coming up through the draft next year, and we'll just hope we have incremental improvement.
Another good couple saves there from Caleb Martin, as now flying up the floor goes Jake Cates. Back for Cates. Nice pass down to Brown. That shot good save by Hill. Almost thought he didn't get there as Hill fended off, I believe. That would be Luke Jabber.
Yeah, that was a real good look by Jabber, yep.
And now Halls will take it away in transition. Usually something Owen Sound struggles with, Steve, is transition, and they've been pretty good tonight, getting a couple of balls away.
Yeah, they had a good game in Peterborough. Tyler Hall scored a couple goals in transition, and yeah, it's something that they're going to really need to excel at because they don't have the depth on the offensive side of the ball.
Now flying down the floor in transition off a missed shot, there is the Chiefs, and then they'll regroup. Justin Martin there, the regrouper, as he'll hand it off. White shirts now off at the top. Austin Stotts, who I had a chance to speak to pregame. You'll get a chance to see that interview in between the first and second period. That ball fired over everybody's head, but retrieved again. If they're going to have to fire here pretty soon, that ball will never get fired, and it will be possession to Owen Sound as Webster takes a whack at it. A pretty smart whack by Webster to force it into the, I believe, offensive zone, I would say, and I think I'm right. As Andy Campbell will give it back, almost an over and back there, I think.
Yeah, it's the imaginary center line when you come here, not the regular lines, the restraining lines. So,
good job there by Campbell to pick that one back up, as it will be a reset there for Owen Sound. Obviously, Six Nations got enough possession of it. Campbell looking for the back pass. Brown got tangled up, and he was asking for a call there, as I believe he got tangled up there with Jeremy Thompson. But
yeah, Jeremy got a good, took his stick in his armpit and held it there, and Tyler was not able to make a attempt at the catch. A savvy veteran move, and you know, you'll find a lot of savvy veteran moves with this club.
As Smith got the first shot, and we'll pick it back up. Passed in front. Now that shot, good save again. That one that time was Travis Longboat. As fired up now by Owen Sound. Cates hands it off, and now Owen Sound will get back to work, and Tyler Halls will look to initiate. Hall's looking for an option, going to try to make break through now. He ran right into two shirts. That ball bounces up. That shot just over the head of Hill. That picked up by Jabber as that ball's fired back now. I thought it was going to get shot there. That ball blocked before it ever gets to Hill by Jabber, and taken away now by the white shirts. And I got to be honest, Steve, I made this observation pregame 5 minutes into the first period. I love the color scheme for the Chiefs.
Yeah, it is.
It's unique, and you got to love teams that go unique.
It's kind of really a Miami Dolphins kind of look to it.
Yeah,
but,
the Miami Heat, Miami Vice, I guess is the word I'm looking for there.
Yeah.
Martin trying to trap that one. Ball bounces into the restricted area, and he'll take it. Touched by Six Nations, so it will not be an in and out call. As flying up the floor now is Noah Millsap. Millsap, thought about firing. What a pass in front! Great save by Hill, as I thought he caught it there for a second, and that attempt was taken there by Curtis Woodland.
Yeah, real good look in transition again. This is something where they're going to have to be strong on today.
That's a possession call going to Owen Sound, and taken down there as losing their footing was Jake Cates and immediately picked back up by Six Nations, and now they'll get a chance. First real blip, you'd say, in transition for Owen Sound early in this one. 6 minutes gone in the first period. As now Six Nations will get back to work. Dane Smith. Fired back up to Stotts. Dane Smith fires. That's a good save, but there's going to be a penalty, and we're going to see who's going to get it. It's going to be a hold against Owen Sound, and going for 2 or less looks to be Hayden Summers-Thompson getting the hold. And Steve, something that Owen Sound has struggled with is penalties, especially against the top-tier clubs in Brooklyn and Six Nations.
Yeah, it's and again, when you take a penalty against the likes of Owen Sound or Brooklyn or Peterborough, you almost need to just chalk up a score on the other side of the board there, because their power plays are absolutely potent. And again, I'm not certain what happened here, but nonetheless, looked like there was somebody's stick was lying on the ground, and you know, it wasn't a savvy veteran move, I guess, this time, as opposed to when Six Nations does it. So.
Pass now to the goal line, back for Stotts. Stotts out firing. McLaughlin fires. That's a good save there by Caleb, and quickly away now will go Tyler Halls in transition. One of the better runners for Owen Sound. Got speed to kill, does Halls, as he'll forward up to Jabber, and Jabber will now hand it off. Yeah, Webster. Look to make a break for it. That ball gets batted at his stick by Smith. Webster might be able to retrieve it, not able to, and there's going to be a possession call in favor of Owen Sound, and a great job there to get the possession back for Owen Sound, and that should get another chance to kill some time off this clock if again, that ball wasn't given away almost immediately after.
And those are the sloppy plays that typically will come back to haunt you.
That's a great save by Martin off of a risque line change is the word I'm going to use, as now away will go Caleb Commandant.
Yeah, they just want to make sure they have a solid possession here, burn 30 seconds off the shot clock, and hope that they, can thwart them on that last possession they're going to get here.
That pass in front, that shot, good save by Hill. That time taken by Curtis Woodland, who I believe threw the errant pass not long ago.
Yeah, and then a great job
by Dante Kulis.
Yeah, they're picking up the loose ball, and they are in a good position here to burn most of the penalty off here. So
great penalty kill for Owen Sound, except for that one error, you'd say. Maybe that second error by Luke Jabber gives maybe one more good opportunity for the Chiefs, but
again,
at least they hold them up in transition.
That's just an inexperienced play there by Luke. Like, you got a chance there to burn it down to 12 seconds left in the face-off, and you try to thread the needle on a scoring chance, which wasn't really there.
Stotts will now stop up as he thought about taking a break towards the net. Now Smith down to the goal line, right around they're going to go. Austin Stotts will think about firing. Smith, shot, that's a good save by Martin. Does it bounce in? It does not. It's Philip Martin goes sprawling, diving, starfishing to keep that ball out. As now Tyler Halls will walk it up, and that will end the penalty to Hayden Summers-Thompson, and that is a good penalty kill for Owen Sound, even though the Chiefs had some good opportunities.
Yeah, but overall, they didn't really let the Chiefs get down there and set up and make 5 or 6 passes. So.
That ball just misses Andy Campbell. Campbell tried to retrieve it. Is not able to catch the long ball, as Pirolo will go the other way. Pirolo fires there for Sundown.
Steve Priolo from St. Catharines, a captain of the Buffalo Bandits in the National Lacrosse League and a champion there, and many years in Brooklyn, and then probably the last 5 or 6 years played out in Victoria, and he's back in the East and now with Six Nations.
Thought about firing there was Cates. He'll now pass it off. That ball will miss Brendan Campbell, and miss Curtis Woodland, and away will go Six Nations. Leclerc. That would be Liam Leclerc who will hand it off. He'll hand it off to Ross Hill. Hill with Smith, back to Hill. Ross Hill will fire up for Sundown. Back down, nice move there by Six Nations. Want to pass across, and Smith got robbed by Caleb Martin. Great opportunity there for the guy who's led the playoff scoring the last 2 years with Buffalo. Now the other way, Webster. Thought about firing. Nice move by Webster. Gonna fire just over the head of Warren Hill. And again, I will mention there's 3 Hills in this game. Well, could be 3 Hills in this game. Both goalies and Ross Hill, who is one of the call-up for this Six Nations Chiefs team. That's Brendan Campbell now, passed across for Elijah Brown. Couldn't get that ball fired, and it will be retrieved by Warren in his restricted area.
Yeah, Owen Sound's going to have to start getting the ball down deep and get the defenders turning. They're too hard to beat one-on-one up top, and you're going to need to get them to turn their back.
Not about that shot. It saved there by Martin and just kind of died when it hit him. That was Sam Leclerc with the attempt, and another good save it looked like by Martin, as it will go now the other way to command it.
And again, just a sloppy play in transition, and they can't have that happen time and time again, because you can't keep giving Six Nations extra offensive opportunities.
Now Jerry Stotts will play it forward and go off for the change. Dane Smith plays it down. That looks to be Travis Longboat. Longboat going to get the screen from Smith. Ends up not really working. Gives it off to Austin Stotts. Stotts going to make a break for it. Stotts gets the shot away, but stepped in before he ever released it, and it will go the other way for Owen Sound. And that's Tyler Halls running away, as we'd like to thank Boston Pizza for the crew refreshments here tonight. 1606 16th Street East here in Owen Sound, 519-370-2003, or the website there on your screen, or on Skip the Dishes. We'd like to help them because they help us, as I'm trying to speed through that advert. As Pierre-Lowe shot, that one rings off the post as it hits the roof and will go against Owen Sound. So possession back to the White Shirts. Shane Jackson now fired all the way around for Liam Leclerc. Off for Ross Hill. Hill for Austin Stotts. Running up the top now, back for Ross Hill. Hill's going to get a screen passed in front, wide open. That shot, I believe, wide. They're going to say reset. No, they are not. So Stotts and I able to reset it. 10 seconds left here on the shot clock. Hill pass across. That shot, good save by Caleb Martin, and that will be a over and back. You're saying it didn't hit Caleb, so that will be possession back to Owen Sound. And you'd say, Steve, even with a lot of good opportunities for Six Nations in this first frame, Owen Sound's looked pretty good against the undefeated Chiefs.
Yeah, they're doing a good job picking up on defense, and as long as they start getting a little bit better offensive possessions, you know, they've played well so far. They played a lot of good periods this year, and
that ball was saved there by Warren Hill, so will not be an over and back, as that was a great shot attempt by Tyler Brown. It was a no-look at one point. As he went to try to pass it, it looked like at first. Dante Koulis now for Tyler Brown, who I also had a chance to speak to pregame. You'll get a chance to see that between the second and third. Passed off Campbell. Or probably that was Jabber. That's a good attempt there, as Brown tried to whack it back on target, and now Warren Hill will pass it forward to Justin Martin.
Yeah, again, they're just going to have to start creating some stuff east-west. They're not going to score a lot of goals on Warren Hill from 45 feet out, so they're going to have to eventually be able to penetrate inside here, and there you go.
And that's a great shot there from Eli McLaughlin, and that will make it 1-0 Chiefs. And the first goal of this game, and it maybe came a little later than anyone would have expected here with 7:37 left in the first frame. I actually just heard them yell down the scoring line, so assisted from Dane Smith and Tim Edwards. So Dane Smith, who's led the NLL in assists the last 2 years in the regular season. Second in points the last 2 years as well in the NLL is Dane Smith. So as you mentioned at the very top of the broadcast there, Steve, that this Six Nations club is a who's who of NLL stars.
Yeah, they are.
And Six Nations is barking. That's got to go the other way, and I think it will probably go the other way here, as all the referees will converge.
Well, I mean, usually in something like this, it should be a redraw. Well,
and they're going to say it's going to go Six Nations' way, so starting with it will be the White Shirts. Passed off to Austin Stotts. That ball played into the middle there for Ross Hill. Austin Stotts now a penalty going against Owen Sound, so back to the man advantage will go the Chiefs, as Hill will rush off and Dane Smith will come back on the floor. Smith passes it off to Stotts. That shot, good save by Martin. They will now call the penalty, and it will be a hold going against, it looks like, double threes in Jackson Webster.
yeah, and again, just another grabbing the stick, and you have to be very careful. It's certainly, a lot of teams do it, a lot of good defenders do it, but you can't get caught, and you certainly, again, veteran teams will drop their stick and look to the ref, and more often than not, whether they see it or not, the arm goes up. So you just have to be super sneaky when you're going to try to bend the rules a little.
Played around now by Six Nations. McLaughlin, who started with it, What a pass down, that shot scores, and Travis Longboat beats Caleb Martin, and it's now 2-0 Chiefs, and that one was on the power play.
Yeah, and that's just a prime example of why you don't take penalties, especially on clear-cut scoring opportunities against the Chiefs, because even with that play, it was kind of slow developing, and I'm not sure what Caleb saw or didn't see, but Tyler Hall did not slide down and take the crease man away, and Caleb was a little slow getting over, and as a result, we got a 2-0 score.
Another face-off, tied up. Ball comes out, 4-on-4 there, right to the center dot, and who's going to come away with it? You'd say Owen Sound, and it is Owen Sound. Thought about running to the net there was Noah Millsap, who will think better of it and just fire it, and he does, and there's a chance here for Owen Sound the other way. On the other side, I should say. As now Elijah Brown getting fended off now. Elijah Brown will play it up into the middle, trying to take the bump. That shot wide there by Curtis Woodland, and that will skip to the top of the zone with Webster. Gonna have to just fire here with 5 on the shot clock. Webster pass down, what a pass! That shot, great save there as some shoves while Curtis Woodland went diving, as Austin Blumsberger went diving, and Warren Hill's turn to decide regardless.
Yeah, Bloomberg's got in there, real good effort there. He tried to go between 5-hole, and the goaltender took it away, but good look late in the shot clock.
Pass down there for Stotts. That shot saved there by Martin. Tried to go 5-hole, and Caleb's able to close the legs.
Yeah, Caleb's been real sharp here tonight so far, and he's going to need to be. He's had an opportunity once to play this club already, and again, Owen Sound just has to take care of that ball in transition. So.
Slide there by a Six Nations Chief, so maybe got to go down and wipe the floor a little bit here, as it was a pretty cool day in Owen Sound. Nice move there. That shot deflected wide. That looked to be Luke Jabber, as Six Nations will come the other way. As Justin Martin will hand it off to Larson Sundown. That shot, good save there by Martin. And they're gonna say he stepped in regardless, so it'll go the other way. Curtis Woodland, that ball got shot just wide there by Greg Elijah Brown, and back possession here for Six Nations, who have done a really good job on defense on clamping down on really any shots near the net. That ball passed down. That shot by Stotts will go wide. Again, tied for third in points right now is Stotts, as as taken down by Cat.
Yeah, Luke Cates, again, Jake Cates actually had a great opportunity there in transition, and
lost his glove in the process.
Yeah, but again, Warren Hill is a top flight goaltender.
And Dane Smith just had a chance to walk into one. I don't think it ever made its way on target. I think it was deflected long before it got to Caleb, as now Smith again, what a pass behind the net. Ends up not coming for a shot back for Smith. Smith's now up. That shot ends up also going wide. That was Sam LeClaire back in front, and Caleb will just bounce it, and it will skip its way to Nolan Ruddy. And now Rutty. Nice fake there as double eights will make his way into the offensive zone. Might have to pass it off now as he takes an absolute beating and will hand it off. That looks to be to Brendan Campbell, who will lose it to Dane Smith, but there's going to be a call going against Six Nations here, which you've been kind of waiting for.
Yep.
With a couple of times sticks gotten high, and it looks to go for 2 or less will be Jeremy Thompson. Yeah, as Owen Sound will go for their first power play of the night, and it's a hold.
He's going for a hold, yeah.
So the first chance for Owen Sound to go on to the man advantage. Tyler Brown will start with it at mid-floor here with 3:55 left in the first frame.
Yeah, it's real important here that Owen Sound takes their time, not to be too deliberate, but yet they got to get some movement off ball and move their feet and not be static, and it's just kind of crank up and shoot on Warren Hill is not the way to beat him.
Brown fires it from a mile away. That's another good save by Hill, and almost like they could hear you, Steve. Want to do the opposite. As quickly in transition will come the Chiefs. That ball just skips through the stick there of Steve Pirolo. As he'll now fire it up for Justin Martin, who will fling it across court there for Eli McLaughlin, pardon me. McLaughlin takes a couple bumps there from a North Star. That shot put on target, as I believe that was actually Longboat, who's got a goal here tonight, as Owen Sound will get their second chance here on the power play. Jabber. Now off for Woodland. Back up, Webster. Woodland. Thought about firing it back. Woodland. Brown now. Back for Webster. Fired right down low. Just caught there. That shot behind the back, it was saved, and it goes out of play, so possession will go back to Owen Sound. As Woodland, Webster, past the parcel there. As that shot well wide of Hill, and now the other way could go Six Nations. That ball was just skipped over the stick of 7 Steve Pirolo. Fired for Dane Smith, and now Smith will make his way towards the net. I'm surprised he didn't try to drive it there, but obviously, again, chewing the 30 seconds is more important than a goal right now for Six Nations, even though they've got a lot of offensive personnel on the floor, like Austin Stotts has got possession of it. Stotts thinking about going towards the net, taking a real couple good bumps here. Stotts, nice move, pass in front, what a pass, that shot, great save by Martin, rebound though, that shot just wide of the net there by Sam LeClaire, as that ball will bounce forward, Dane Smith, but taken away by Owen Sound, and away they go. Caleb, command it in, shot, great save by Hill.
Yeah, Caleb can fly, but I tell you what, I'm not quite certain who that Six Nations player was that ran stride for stride with him and forced Caleb into a really tough shot, and he probably he didn't have many other opportunities, kind of being on his wrong side, but great defensive effort.
Summer Thompson lost his stick trying to block a shot there. As that ball passed up, that shot, good save. And now another good shot, but he stepped in before he ever took it. I believe Sam LeClaire, as he goes sprawling into the boards, as Summers Thompson did everything he could without his stick, as now Owen Sound will go the other way. Andy Campbell. Dante Koulis. Or pardon me, Tyler Halls actually. Across the floor to Dante Koulis. Over for Campbell. Campbell will fire it, deflected, and it will go wide. Greg Elijah Brown now will fire it for Andy Campbell. It misses. It will go up to Dante Koulis though, who gets chopped down and will just fire it towards Campbell, who might get a shot away here, and he does, but it will go wide as well. So a couple shot attempts just not hitting the target as Campbell gets dumped as he shot it. So a power play will be going to Owen Sound as it looks to go to the box for Six Nations. Looks to be Nonco Thompson. Or Noncon, pardon me, Noncon Thompson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah, he got his, kind of punched him in the, Andy Campbell in the head after the shot. Not certain what that was all about, whether he thought he got follow through or not, but
maybe he thought he shot it after the shot clock, and obviously players take exception when you shoot after the shot clock on a goalie. I do believe Campbell got that off in time though, but regardless, it is a 2-minute minor going against him. Thought about firing, he does, just over the head there of Woodland, as I believe that was Tyler Brown, as now the other way will go Six Nations. That ball was bounced around, fiddled within the neutral, and will now make its way into the Owen Sound zone.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough sledding here if Owen Sound doesn't start incorporating the lower half of their power play here. And, you know, obviously you do get a 3-on-2 up top, but
Stotts lost it there. Owen Sound didn't know he lost it just yet, so Stotts will now go the other way. Austin Stotts had 102 points in the NLL season, 11th he ended as Stotts takes a tumble, looking for a call I'd expect here, as ball will now be given off there, I think, to Tyler Brown, and it does bounce to him. So that ball was bounced as
again,
taking that
just
bump.
an absolute terrible job in transition. You're on the power play and you can't even get the ball up in 8 seconds. So the period was coming to an end there, but you know, just again, a lot of small things Owen Sound's going to have to clean up if they want to have any success in this game, but they'll be satisfied at least to be in the 2-0 game after giving up 2 power plays to Six Nations in the first period and getting a couple themselves, and they'll get a minute left to start the second period.
And I will mention before we go to the first break here, going into the first intermission, is I saw Austin Stotts and Noah Millsap come together just inside the Owen Sound zone as time expired, so we'll see if any more fireworks decide to pop up as Owen Sound will start the second period on the power play. 58 seconds left in the non-con Thompson penalty. But for that, you'll get a chance to see myself interviewing Austin Stotts of the Six Nations Chiefs, and just coming up out of the break here in the first intermission, and we'll be right back with more MSL Lacrosse between Six Nations Owen Sound here on Rogers TV.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Canada Day is a wonderful time to think about our country. This year is special for me as this April marked the 50th anniversary of my family's arrival in Canada. I remember those first days with a deep sense of joy. I've lived the story of immigration like millions of others, and while it can have its ups and downs, the main direction can be positive. So much to be grateful for. Enjoy Canada Day. Bonne fête to Canada.
I was born and raised in Musqueam First Nation territory by my mother, who spoke Hunkaminam to me. As a child, I ceased using my mother tongue, as to use any language other than English was considered not being Canadian, so I was told. The old people came to me in a dream and reminded me of who I am and where I come from. I have reawakened. My roots are strong, and I'm no longer a silent speaker. My language tells me where I am from. It defines me and guides me to teach others to learn and understand our culture and traditions. A gift for those in the present and the unborn generations. What was lost is found. What was asleep has awakened. My blood is here, and I am complete. I have returned home.
Welcome everyone back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. First intermission, Spencer Byers alongside me. Austin Stotts of the undefeated Six Nations Chiefs. Austin, you've had a great season so far, fourth right now, or tied for third actually, in league scoring. What is it like almost being at the top, or I guess being at the top echelon here the MSL season so far?
I mean, it just comes with the good teammates I got, right? I mean, it's pretty easy playing with Randy Stotts, Lyle, and Shane Jackson, right? So, I mean, it's pretty easy, so shout out to them.
Now, in your NLL season, you had 102 points, 11th in the NLL, your first time getting over the century mark. What was that like bringing this into the Senior A season?
I mean, you know, it gets a lot harder to score in the Summer Bowl, so, I mean, it's just, hopefully my luck don't run out.
Now, coming into tonight's game against Owen Sound, they are still looking for their first win of the season. Obviously, would love to get that here at home against you guys, the undefeated Chiefs. You know, what do you feel like you guys need to do tonight to be able to come up with another result against Owen Sound?
I mean, I think we just got to work hard against them, right? I think they're young and athletic, and just going to try to run us, and hopefully we just don't let them do that to us.
All right, thank you so much. Austin Stotts of the Six Nations Chiefs.
Cool, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back after this with the rest of our first intermission with me and Steve after this.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Hi, I'm David Shearman, host of Politically Speaking. Thank you for watching us in our 23-24 season, and come back in the fall where we'll have more conversation. Have a safe summer.
Spreading my wings wide, no more holding back. I've got nothing to hide. If you cross me once, you will feel my thunder shower. So don't mess with me, 'cause I've got the power. I've got the power.
The Bachelorette season premiere Monday, July 8th on City TV.
Happy Canada Day. I've had the privilege and honor to serve Canadians for the past 36 years. And in this spirit, I join you today in celebrating all communities within this nation of peace, freedom, and opportunity. And I wish everyone, especially those Canadian Armed Forces members and their families deployed internationally and across this immense land of incredible beauty, a very happy Canada Day.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
I'm Carol Merton. Please join me for HealthLink, a program connecting home, community, and healthcare. Please join me and watch HealthLink on Rogers TV.
Welcome everyone back to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Spencer Byers and Steve will be joining me, I assume, just before we go back to break, as he, of course, is the GM of this MSL team, so he's got a lot more responsibilities than just being on camera here with me. But 2-0 right now in favor of the undefeated 6-0 Six Nations Chiefs, as Owen Sound, currently 0-7, look to get themselves their first win of the year, and wouldn't it be nice to get it at home against Six Nations especially. Now, I do quickly want to look at player scoring, as again, I had a chance to speak to Austin Stotts, as you saw there, tied for third in league scoring with 28 points in just 6 games on the year. He's been fantastic for the Chiefs, as you see there. You don't see any other Six Nations players in that top tier list, and I don't think that's necessarily because there are lots of other great players. Obviously, we mentioned Dane Smith, who's been fantastic in the NLL. 4 years in a row making the final with the Buffalo Bandits. Now back-to-back champs is Dane Smith and the Buffalo Bandits in the NLL. So again, obviously this team is very potent, and they've been tonight. They've had a lot of really good opportunities, but Caleb Martin, my grade 11 religion, I guess I would say classmate, but the kid I sat directly beside, you know, it has been really good tonight, and he has done exactly what Owen Sound's needed him to do to be able to keep up with this Six Nations team. And again, Owen Sound comes into the third on the power play, so we'll see if they can get their first marker of the game to start the second period. But with that, we'll be right back for that second period in just moments here on Rogers TV.
Are you the type who would keep going or stop? It's not easy to stop when you have an addiction. Legalizing cannabis won't stop addiction. It trivializes its consumption. Let's be vigilant. If you need help, visit portage.ca.
Rising from the ashes, spreading my wings wide. No more holding back, I've got nothing to hide. If you cross me once, you will feel my thunder shower. So don't mess with me, 'cause I've got the power. I've got the power.
The Bachelorette season premiere Monday, July 8th on City TV.
I am Gagwege. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God's sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Hi, I'm Tiffany James, the host of Her Story. Join us on Rogers TV as I interview various women in our community on how they found success in their own way.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center on top of what would be the J.D. MacArthur Arena. Second period between the Six Nations Chiefs and the Owen Sound North Stars here in MSL. 2-0 Chiefs after one. 58 seconds left on the non-con Thompson penalty. As you see there, Owen Sound 0-7, Six Nations 6-0. So exactly diametrically opposed here as Owen Sound looks to get their first win, and it might be nice to get it here at home. As face-off won by Owen Sound, as they'll get a chance to get the first 30 seconds here of this power play underway. Passed across the top now. Woodland almost skipped through the stick there of Elijah Brown. Able to retrieve it, though. Back for Elijah Brown. Brown thought about firing. Brown now back up top for Webster. Webster, that shot blocked. Webster will, I think, retrieve it here, and they will, I think, get a reset. We'll see if it counts. That shot off the post, so they will get a fresh reset. Jabber. Pass down for Webster. Webster for Woodland. That pass across. Nice shot there with a good save by Warren Hill. Now quickly up the floor will come the Chiefs, and that will be the end of the power play for Owen Sound. So back to 5-on-5 we go for the first time in this second period. Shane Jackson. Passes across. That one just got through all the bodies. Stotts with a good shot there, and you kind of found Austin Stotts' spot, which is basically right in the slot. At least what would be the slot if you had ice on the J.D. MacArthur Arena. As now away will go Cecile.
Good job running out of traffic and making an easy pass up in transition. That's what they got to continue to do here, and have a lot of time up in the offensive zone to work.
Woodland gets it down to Brown. All the way around the horn, it's going to go to Brendan Campbell. Campbell, one of the new additions from the London Junior B team, is he'll lose it. Now away was going to go Six Nations.
Again, that's just a young guy making a mistake.
And a great save by Martin to make up for it, but he stepped in, and Martin had his stick between his legs, so he kind of had to throw himself up at it. And did he hurt himself is what I wonder, because...
No, I think he's got his mask.
Oh, he's actually stuck in the net, pardon me. Just making sure the clips are all good, and we'll now get back to action here, as Owen Sound will come the other way.
Yeah, young Brendan Campbell, who's had his junior A rights traded from Mimico to Burlington and is suited up for both clubs now with Burlington helping us out here tonight. And
what a save there by Hill as Andy Campbell, he's
the older brother of Brendan, believe it or not. Andy Campbell, the veteran, and then Brendan Campbell, the raw rookie.
And again, you wouldn't think it, though, with the way Campbell plays, either of them. That's now a nice move there by Dante Koulis. Played up now, pass right across. That shot, good save there. That one taken by Curtis Woodland. Woodland goes to retrieve it. Woodland almost did. Woodland still batting it around, as he won't be able to retrieve it there. So I'll fire it up.
Yeah, great effort there by Curtis, trying to keep on that secondary opportunity. And again, those are things that they'd like to come up with the loose balls to make sure they get that second 30-second clock, but...
that shot, I believe, got one timed. It just went wide, but what an opportunity there for, I'm going to say that's Dane Smith, and it is.
Yeah.
Fired for Smith, who were just able to catch that one. That shot saved by Martin, who will just retrieve it in the restricted area and take a little saunter. Pass forward to Stotts, applying a little bit of pressure there to the transition play. Owen Sound will now take it, and they'll get a chance to go back on offense now. Blumbergs, pardon me. Now Andy Campbell. Down for Luke Jabber. Jabber looking to fire. He will. That's a good save by Hill. Played forward now, Justin Martin. Makes a run to the offensive zone. Played off for some runners. That shot just over the head there, as that was Shane Jackson.
Yeah, Shane Jackson, a Clarington minor lacrosse product. Former Clarington Greengale and Junior B, Whitby Warrior, and a long-time Brooklyn Redmond and Brooklyn Lacrosse Club, and a few other stops along the way, and he's just continues to be an outstanding player at this level in the NLL.
Koulis plays it off. That shot, good foot save there as it goes into the netting, as Woodland again with a good attempt.
Yeah, they're doing a good job getting over top and getting some of these shots to the net. It's just they're going to have to progress get their progressions going so they get opportunities in tight, which they just tried there, which was a real good look.
And that was a good save again by Hill, that time on Tyler Brown, as the other way will come the white shirts. The older Leclerc, that's Kellen Leclerc, will hand it off. That was Smith, played it down low. Played all the way around the horn now. Sundown, in for Austin Stott. Stott just fired that one wide. Smith, what a pass across, deflected a couple of times, and I think should be left by Owen Sound. No, it is not retrieved. A good job there by Owen Sound to let the shot clock go so they could easily move it up in transition, and now Owen Sound quickly back into the offensive end. Elijah Brown, pardon me. Played across there, that shot by Brown, deflected and I believe goes wide, and it will fire all the way down as the Chiefs will try to run in transition. Instead of letting that one go for an over and back, Justin Martin will miss everybody and put it into the corner. Shane Jackson now. We'll pass it down. Now back up top, that shot just rings wide. Trying to go retrieve it there with Sam Leclerc, not able to as Caleb Martin will take it, and now will be picked up by Nolan Ruddy.
Yeah, on that last possession, Owen Sound took a quick shot from the outside. When you don't hit the net, you're putting yourself in a tough spot to defend transition, because Six Nations can certainly get on their horse and go on the offense quickly. So
that pass into the middle, what a shot there, as I believe that was taken by Tyler Brown again. One of the defenders there for Six Nations lost their stick, thought it was getting held on to, dropped it, as you mentioned, with that savvy veteran move, and wasn't able to get the call. As that ball was played up, they're going to say it was touched. No, it was not. As Owen Sound thought it was touched, it was not, so Six Nations will have a chance here to play it. That ball played in front, misses Austin Stotts, and that's a
good job by Tyler Brown getting his stick on that pass again.
And now Tyler Halls will run it up the floor. Maybe you'd say an uncharacteristic turnover there by the Chiefs. That ball was thrown away, and Austin Stotts take it right back. Hall's now trying to get a hold of Stotts before he makes it really into the offensive zone. He'll spin, twist, and turn. Larson Sundown now will play it down to Dane Smith. Smith over the top. That shot right into the net there. If Caleb Martin is looking to fire it, he gets deflected, so it never gets there, as he was maybe looking for a call against Stotts as they bark at each other a little bit there. As now the other way will go Cates. Webster. Now Andy Campbell. Pass it up top now to Brendan Campbell. Played down for Blumberg. Says that misses Brendan Campbell. Takes a couple bumps for his trouble. Again, he's not scared to any of these guys.
No, he plays like a young man with man strength already, and good on him. And he certainly fit in, and he's not afraid to do the dirty work, set the picks, and get to the net.
That shot by Longboat will end up going wide. There will say it was a touch, though.
It was deflected, so no shot clock reset there. So again,
played up top now. That shot also wide of the net. Retrieved, though. What a pickup. That shot saved by Leclerc. It does squeak out of the restricted area. But a good save by Caleb Martin regardless.
Yeah, and just a poor box out on the defense here on Owen Sound's side. I mean, they've been doing a pretty good job here, but that's a tough pick. Well.
Smith now fires from McLaughlin. That shot, good save by Martin, and I don't know how that wasn't somehow touched by a Six Nations in the restricted area, but regardless, we'll keep moving.
Yeah,
that ball bounced at Stotts.
That was a call that was probably missed there. It looked like there was some contact on Caleb on the rebound.
That shot scores, and it will end up being a goal here as Stotts continues after the whistle, and he'll now bark at the adversary Caleb Commandant.
Yeah, and again, that's just a case of Nolan Ruddy, another guy filling in tonight who's a big body, and he's had some experience with Brooklyn Lacrosse Club at the MSL level and playing currently for the Merchants, but you cannot give them 5 feet. He gets drifting up. You're protecting nobody there. So you've got to just work on your angle, make sure that you're within your mark and where the pass is coming from, and try to get your stick up there. And unfortunately, there was nothing in the way there and a clear shot on goal. And we're looking at the third goal for Six Nations. But again, it's been a pretty good effort on the defensive side of the ball here tonight, and but it only takes a breakdown every possession to end up in the back of your net, because they're just too skilled, even with missing the odd guy here in the lineup tonight. No Cody Jamieson, no Randy Stotts, but you know, they've got plenty of in reserve there, so it's not like they're missing too much of a beat.
That one will go to Shane Jackson as a face-off now. We'll go to center floor, and it's taken right back there by Owen Sound. Waxon Webster backing up, and will now play it forward.
And Jamie Hunt's done an exceptional job filling in for Mitch Gustin tonight, taking the draws, and, you know.
Thought about making a break towards the net. There was Elijah Brown played up top. Dante Koulis fires down for Jabber. Jabber might have to fire here soon with only 8 seconds left of the shot clock. Campbell looking to pass, he will. Nice pass down low, but just missed Dante Koulis.
Yeah, nice pass there by Greg Elijah Brown. They just couldn't quite connect there, but again, good patience that time in that possession.
Stotts, that shot off the rings, off the post, I believe, as it gets whacked around, and Stotts again is not happy with some of the grabbing going on here. As that down there goes, it looks to be a Six Nations player. It looks to be Liam LeClaire, so, and he's grabbing at, I think, his knee, as it looks like a collision happened there between Jake Cates and the white shirt, as he is obviously in some discomfort, as out comes the Six Nations trainer. As I'd like to quickly thank Boston Pizza for the crew refreshments here tonight. 1606 16th Street East here in Owen Sound. Call them at 519-370-2003 or visit the website as you see on your screen. They're also on Skip the Dishes, so help them because they help us. I know Steve ran down during the first intermission after going down to the referee's room to hand them their lovely game checks, as obviously we do need to get fed a little bit here, as obviously they're down in a bad spot. There is the Six Nations player. It looks to be Liam LeClaire. Yeah, they just bumped there right into the boards and both them going. It might be just a hard knee on a hard surface, but
yeah, he's walking off with a little assistance there, pretty gingerly, but hopefully it's just more of a contusion than any kind of structural injury. But you don't like to see anybody get hurt, especially in a kind of a battle for possession along the boards there, and a couple of big bodies just crunching into one another, and one went down.
And it looks like Edwards will take on Hunt again in the face-off dot, as we'll just do a redraw off of the, was I think going to be a possession change in favor of over.
But because of the injury, it defaults to a drop ball.
So maybe a little disadvantageous there to the Chiefs, you'd say.
Yeah, although it's sort of not exactly sure why.
Ooh, and a mishandle there, as they're going to call possession change off ball there, as got tangled up there was Tyson Bell, and now the barking Caleb Commandant.
Yeah, Tyson's a fiery competitor. I had the opportunity to coach him for a couple years in Brampton before he again moved over here to Six Nations, and he's an athletic guy and related to the great Mark Steinhaus, and yeah, he's certainly
that shot just wide, retrieved though. What a shot. That one also, I think, just wide there by Curtis Woodland. Gonna have to fire here Dante Koulis from a mile away. That ball deflected before it ever gets near target, as again some whacking there off ball, and guys are getting tangled up in their barking, as that ball will just bounce into Justin Martin's stick, even though play had not resumed just yet. Eli McLaughlin fires for Dane Smith. Looking to fire, will play it down now, right up to Austin Stotts, and will score! Austin Stotts finally gets his first of the night.
Yeah, and again, you just cannot leave Austin Stotts unmarked in that shooting area. I'm not exactly sure how he became so wide open there, but again, Six Nations moves the ball around. The defenders tend to take a look over their shoulder and see where it goes, and yeah, Austin just had nobody on him.
And again, Stotts has been left quite a few times there in that slot position, and he is obviously capitalized on the opportunities he's had because of that.
Yeah.
As possession will go back to the Chiefs there. And that will put him into sole possession of third place here in the MSL in scoring. As I believe he plays for San Diego in the NLL.
You are correct, yeah.
That pass across, and that's a great save by Caleb Martin.
And again, just a lesson learned, the defenders again on Owen Sound here, you cannot give 2 feet
That shot rings off the post. Webster now will retrieve it with the fresh shot clock. But it passed down that shot. Great save by Warren Hill. Sitting on the doorstep there was Austin Blumbergs. That ball farted around with, though, in the back end there as Bell will just fire it forward. Again, still mishandled.
It's got to be 8 seconds by now.
And it just isn't, apparently,
wow,
as possession will go back to the Chiefs.
That was, they must have been counting by looking for their toes, because that was well over 8 seconds, but great pressure by Owen Sound to force that situation.
Giving that one away, and he does in the end, as now Owen Sound will go. I think that's maybe too many men. I'm not sure. I don't see an arm up, as now Owen Sound will have possession as Cecile.
Yeah, great effort there. And great pull out there when he didn't have an outstanding.
What a pass in front. That shot, good save. Dante Koulis. That ball's going to bounce around now and be taken by Dane Smith, who will jog his way into the offensive end. Smith looking for an option. That shot just wide of the Martin net and will go out of play, but they're going to say off of somebody wearing a black shirt.
Yeah, it's a reset. It was off. It looked like might have got Caleb's shoulder, but nonetheless, again, just a quick strike, 3-on-2 transition.
That shot saved again by Martin as Halls will try to make his way through. Fired forward, just almost through the stick, but is picked up by Commandant. Commandant looking for an option now, who will set up as a penalty would be going, I think, against Six Nations, and it will be in transition. So a free shot here for Owen Sound to go 6-on-5 as you see there, Bell rushes back in. Koulis gives it off there to Brennan Campbell. Campbell looking for an option, pass it into Andy. That's a good shot, picked up though by Owen Sound. Surprised there's no reset there as that ball misses Brown, and that will be the shot clock violation, as now Six Nations will go for... Did I just see a delay of game call, Steve? Is that what that is?
Too many men.
Oh, too many men. So I did call too many men. I maybe a little later than I expected, but I did think the Chiefs ran a little early there from the bench, but when you've been as good and defensively as they've been, it may not matter, as Ross Hill will go serve the minor.
Yeah, that was, might have been the case. They weren't necessarily early coming out of the box, but too many guys came out before the others got on, or got off the floor.
Let's put a past the parcel there with Owen Sound. Passed over. That shot deflected wide by was Webster, and that's going to go over for an over and back. They're going to say touch, so it
was deflected, so.
As Martin will play it forward back for Elijah Brown. Nice move there. Webster shot. That one just goes wide, so shot clock violation against Owen Sound. Good chance, though, there on that opportunity, just before the shot clock elapsed. As everybody gets switched up here between these two sides, and Austin Stotts will start with it.
Yeah, they're going to really want to play this right and not get beat individually here. Make them just want to look to kill the clock and not go to the net, but they'll certainly try to look last 7 or 8 seconds, so you can't give them any room here.
Nice pass across, looking for a shot there. They will get the shot, and it's saved by Martin. That was Travis Longboat, has got one tonight. Cecile now will run it up into the offensive zone. Elijah Brown now will retrieve it back. Played around for Tyler Brown. Brown will fire it. That's a good save by Hill. Squirts out though, and will be retrieved there by Woodland. Back for Tyler Brown. Brown looks to walk into one. Given off now to Elijah Brown. Played into the middle. That ball skipping through Bell, through everybody, but now repicked up by Dante Koulis. Koulis fires. Great save by Hill, who sprawls out to make it. In fairness to that, on the Owen Sound side, Steve, Owen Sound's done a lot of work there on Warren Hill. He's just been up to the task and then some.
Yeah, again, he's you're not going to beat him from that far out very often, but again, Koulis had a lot on that shot, but you may want to try to look to bouncing on Hill. You know, he's a big body, and any deception that might work on him would be you might be inclined to look that way.
Smith going to fire, will not be able to as he passed it over to McLaughlin. The penalty just elapses as that attempt is tried. As now Owen Sound will rush the other way. Jake Cates shot. Great save by Hill. Brown now with back possession. Looking for an option, will fire it. Nobody home, and immediately stolen there by Tim Edwards.
Yeah, you just can't be turning the ball over that early in the shot clock on an errant pass.
That ball pass now for Stotts. Austin Stotts now will fire it just over the head there of Caleb Martin. Back for Stotts, thought about firing, back for Dane Smith. Smith fires now, misses everybody. Sundown trying to retrieve it, not able to. Pass back, and that misses, again, everybody. Stotts will just have to fire it. That's a good save from Martin, and will Stotts be able to get there? The answer is yes. Austin Stotts now makes a break for it. That shot over the net.
Again, it looked like Austin was through the crease there when he still had possession, but
I was going to mention that as
well. The black shirts didn't agree with my geography.
That pass over, and down goes one of the Owen Sound players who had possession of the stick there, slow to get up.
That's a bad blindside pick.
And now Stotts again will fire, and he scores, and it is 5-0 Chiefs, with Stotts getting his second in a row and second of the game. As still down there is Noah Millsap, and we'll probably get a chance to see it here on the replay as Stotts is barking, it looks like, at Jackson Webster. And I'm not sure who set that pick, Steve. Maybe it was Stotts. I'm not exactly sure. We'll get a chance to hopefully see it here on the, I'll say, as the great Gord Chapman would say, the Rogers replay. But regardless, still on the floor there is Millsap.
See, here's where the breakdown occurs. They allow a shot late in the shot clock, then allow Stotts to come out right there. I mean,
and Stotts maybe did touch in, but it would have been rated on the white paint. So in fairness to the referees, as we may get a chance to see here what happens to 10. I think the screen may be
just miss it. He takes a shot from behind on the pick.
Yeah, right there, just after that shot. Noah Millsap got dropped.
So I mean, it's frustrating when you've got 3 referees out there and they deem that a legal pick with some of the stuff they call. So it's but nonetheless, that's when you might get a head taken off going the other way. When the referees don't want to call it, the players can settle it themselves.
Which is never what you want to see, Steve. Obviously, it is in a contact sport, especially, kind of a given, but you kind of hope that the referees will do enough to not allow that kind of outcome. As now Brendan Campbell passes it off to Curtis Woodland. That ball back across now for Woodland. Woodland gonna try to make a breakdown. Woodland makes his way in. Woodland in. That shot saved by Hill.
And a great effort by Curtis, who hasn't played all summer, has probably got some pretty heavy legs at this point. But yeah, you're going to need to get in front of the crease and bring Warren across. Trying to reach around is probably not likely going to result in a score, but good effort nonetheless. And here
Passed
we got
across,
another break
wide open. That shot, good save by Martin.
So just total lack of communication on that defensive set, and they got bailed out by their goaltender, and their goaltender's got to be boisterous back there too, and letting them know that somebody's loose. If you watch Six Nations, there's no space between them and who they're checking.
That shot, Brown will send it wide. Just couldn't retrieve that. There was Brendan Campbell. Campbell with a back pass, just misses Cates. Is now Brown.
Yeah, lots of time left though.
Nice pass down. Campbell getting tied with Dante Koulis. That shot, I believe, just misses Hill, who went sprawling for it. Dante Koulis now makes his way in. That shot, I believe, also misses its target, as it will just. They did get a nick of it. So Owen Sound will get back possession as Tyler Halls will fire it for Brendan Campbell. Campbell back down for Dante Koulis. Koulis fires it now for Andy Campbell. Andy Campbell will now take the bump. Back up for Brendan Campbell. Campbell. Shot, that one deflects wide, and it should be retrieved by Owen Sound, and it is there by Elijah Brown. Elijah Brown looking to fire, misses everybody, including Dante Koulis.
Shot. He looked to get Koulis going to the net.
That shot there goes wide as Andy Campbell still tied up here with it. Looks to be Jerry Stotts, as Campbell throwing some shots there as he's still tied up, and they're still tied up as the referee will blow their whistle to stop whatever's going down there. Are they going to send? I guess they're going to send both, and they're going to send both. And they're both going to get 2 minutes roughing, and they're going to stay 5-on-5. So both get 2 minutes of roughing, so they'll miss almost the rest of this second period, but it will stay 5-on-5. So who will get possession? I assume it'll be Six Nations. And it will be Six Nations. As Ross Hill plays it forward, now they'll begin with the white shirts. Smith makes his way across the top. Smith hands it off. That shot, good save there by Caleb Martin. That attempt taken by Leclerc. Played out now by Owen Sound as Stotts is caught up with somebody, and they're going to call Stotts there as he had a hold of it. Looked to be double threes in Jackson Webster, and Stotts is still barking at somebody. And what are they calling Stotts for?
He'll
They're going to call 2 minutes for roughing.
Yeah, and again, he's been at it all night. He's obviously a guy that loves to have his space and doesn't like people invading it. And, you know, he's a premier player and a terrific scorer, but you know, these are the kind of things that Owen Sound has to take advantage of. And when you deny him time and space, he's going to get frustrated. So.
And now it will be 5-on-4 for Owen Sound. They're 0-for-3 on the power play so far, Steve, but looking to get their first of the night here on this one. And again, Austin Stotts, usually one of the guys who comes out on the 4-man when they go on the offense. So we'll see what they do now without their most potent offensive option in the MSL season so far. That ball has bounced through everybody as that ball got taken away and now retrieved by Tyler Brown. 10 seconds left from the shot clock. That ball moves by Dante Koulis. Koulis for Brown. Brown will fire it wide, and it's retrieved there by Steve Pirolo, and Pirolo will make his way down the floor.
Yeah, again, they've got a lot of work to do here on the power play. They just don't appear to have anything set and ready to go. They're just winging it, and most of everything's up top and pretty easy to defend, especially when you got a goaltender like Warren Hill taking care of the backside.
That ball back up for Smith. Dane Smith looking for a pass. He gets it to Sundown. Sundown will fire. That's a good save from Caleb Martin, but that ball might get retrieved by Six Nations, as just couldn't retrieve it there was Curtis Hall. And it will be retrieved by Longboat.
Yeah,
Longboat now takes a couple different whacks and got tied up there. It looked to be with Curtis Hall, and there will be no call as it is back up for Owen Sound and Tyler Hall. So
yeah, great effort by Will Cecile there to break that loose ball up and gain possession so they can work here, get another 30-second chance with 40 to go in the power play.
Yeah, that might be the last opportunity on the power play they will get here with about almost a minute left here in this second period. 5-0 Six Nations. Jabber, Koulis, all the way around, back for Koulis. Will fire it wide, retrieved though. Got to fire it, and they will not get it away before the shot clock will go, so it'll be Six Nations possession, and that will end the power play just about with 15 seconds left on it, so they'll probably just wait it out and get back to 5-on-5 to get one good opportunity.
Yeah, you're going to be a perimeter shooting team, especially on the power play. You had best hit the net. And again, it's been a pretty good job defensively this period, but they're really created not much offense at all, and you know, thus the...
Smith will pass it down, misses everybody. Austin Stotts now out of the box. That shot saved by Martin. And his release, Steve, is so weird. I've seen it a couple times now. The way he releases just does not look normal, but it always seems to find its way through. Like, it doesn't even look hard.
Well,
and there's going to be, I think, a timeout taken by Owen Sound, and it will be a timeout taken by Owen Sound. So with 22 left in the period, looks like 19 left in the shot clock, in the offensive zone, they will have a chance here to pull the goalie, I would maybe think, but 4 seconds left with this Six Nations team, maybe a little risky. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I would think you got nothing to lose to pull the goalie here at this point. You've struggled to create any grade A scoring opportunities through 2 periods, and you know, you certainly Owen Sound, or pardon me, Six Nations has already shut out Brampton Excelsiors this year, 8-0 in a game, and you rarely ever see. Yeah, I don't recall seeing a shutout in this league, and you know, ever. I'm sure there's been one, but
it's been a while.
To have 2 in one season would be something of
legend,
a remarkable feat, and you know, obviously they got a Chad Culp here drawing up a 6-on-5 play, and hopefully they can execute it and you know, bury the 0 far behind them and continue to move forward. Again, they've had a lot of good looks, but most from the perimeter. And again, you got to work hard, and it's tough on a big athletic defense like Six Nations has here today. And so there's not a lot of time and space. Once you do get the ball, you have to be ready to release, and that's why a guy like Austin Stotts going the other way is that ball is in and out of his stick. Shane Jackson, same thing. I mean, these guys can play catching traffic, and when they get it, they don't hesitate, they let it go.
And with the reset, they will be able to have the last opportunity here of the period as Dante Koulis will just kind of hold it. Koulis plays it over for Woodland. Down to 10 seconds. Woodland, 7 seconds. Woodland looking for an option, trying to make it way around. Woodland into the middle, and they're going to say shot clock, and they're going to go the other way, so I guess no reset as it misses Hill, and I'm not sure if Owen Sound executed what they wanted to there, Steve, but regardless, they will now go into the second intermission down 5-0. They were down 2-0 after 20, so after 40, they're down 5-0, and you mentioned that Six Nations had an 8-0 win earlier this year in the MSL. Shutouts are not something you see in lacrosse almost at all, but definitely often, so if the Chiefs are able to accomplish that feat not once but twice in one MSL season, you know, you might look at them as not only the cream of the crop, but maybe an all-time type of team. And you look at some of the names they've got on their squad, you could argue that would be true.
Yeah. Again, they're just they have such incredible depth. I mean, they've got the top or one of the top senior B teams right now. I think Six Nations is up at the top of the league. I think they did lose last night to Hamilton, which might put them record-wise tied with the Brooklyn Merchants for first place. But again, they represented Ontario as the finalists last year, Ontario Senior A or Senior B finalists with the Oakville Rock, hosting the President's Cup here in Ontario. So yeah, they got a lot of fine players at the Ribbon, and they always have a tough squad every year as well. So.
Well, as you mentioned Senior B stats, I will mention that the Senior B North Stars got a win tonight down in Stainer against Clearview. I believe the final score was 12-9 from what the great Mark Perry told me in my ear before the game started. So Owen Sound getting their 4th win of the year, getting, I believe, sole possession of 4th place in the Senior B standings, which is the last playoff spot for the president or for the OSL standings. But with that, we'll be right back for the rest of the second intermission. Coming up out of the break, you'll see myself, Spencer Byers, interviewing number 17, Tyler Brown of the North Stars. But with that, we'll be right back with MSL Lacrosse here on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Rising from the ashes, spreading my wings wide. No more holding back, I've got nothing to hide. If you cross me once, you will feel my thunder shower. So don't mess with me, 'cause I've got the power. I've got the power.
The Bachelorette season premiere Monday, July 8th on City TV.
Hey, it's Krista McKee here of Wandering Grey Bruce. I am so excited to bring to you the 5th season of the show. We're going to meet some very exciting and interesting people. Stay tuned. This season, we are going to Chantry Island, visiting southern Grey County to explore barn quilts, and we have an exclusive interview with the Coast Guard at Tobermory. So join me on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm David Sherman, host of Politically Speaking. Politically Speaking is interviews with your politicians on Rogers TV. 7 o'clock, Thursday evening. Politically Speaking on Rogers TV.
October 5th, 2014, my daughter was hit by a train. She was walking along the sides of the tracks, and it shattered her world.
Welcome everyone back here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Back in the second intermission, Spencer Byers alongside me, Tyler Brown. Tyler, your Owen Sound North Stars currently haven't got a win yet. Obviously would like to get that first one against the undefeated Six Nations Chiefs, especially here at home. What do you feel like you guys got to do to be able to do that here tonight?
Just start good. I mean, we've had good starts. We've had good 40-minute games. I mean, we haven't put a full 60 together. So if we can do that, I mean, I think we can stay with any team. No, it's a good team, but I mean, we got a good young team here. We can put our head down and work.
Now, again, coming into this year, you only played 4 games with the team. You weren't exactly on the opening night roster, but you've made an impact since you've been acquired. 4 goals, 7 assists in your time with the MSL team. What was it like getting signed to play in the MSL?
Oh, it was great. Always a dream to play in the MSL. I mean, playing at the highest level, right? Against a great team as well, so especially the players in this league, it's great. Especially the players on our team. I mean, I can't even say enough for some of these guys. So, no, it's great. It's great. It's a good addition, and it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, again, on offense, you've been kind of potent. You've always been looking to score. Again, you have 4 goals in 4 games. What is it like to try to get that ball to against some of the best goalies in all of lacrosse?
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, I like shooting on good goalies. It's fun being able to get the deception down and get them moving. That's all.
Now, you mentioned that you guys need to play a full 60-minute game. Now, I think that also includes defensively, as Caleb Martin has done a really good job for you guys in the cage. And again, I like to always mention when I mention Caleb Martin was my classmate in grade 11 religion class. He and I sat directly beside each other, so Caleb and I do go a little bit back. So what is it like having a goalie that you guys have a lot of confidence in?
Kmart's awesome. I love Kmart. I haven't had a solid goalie in a couple of years, so that I can lean on and just stick with, So Kmart's that guy. I can't wait to see him get a win. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tyler Brown of the Owen Sound. Thank you so much.
Good one. Thank you, man.
All right, and we'll be back with the rest of our second intermission here on Rogers TV after this.
The Bachelorette season premiere Monday, July 8th on City TV.
Heartbeat of Mother Earth, I feel you and embrace your warmth. I see you dancing through the trees. Your song floats on the summer breeze. Community, we come together. We are the voice of our ancestors. Thankful for how much you bless us. Feel the thunder in the drum. All our voices sing as one. Feel the power, feel the pride. Feel the drumbeat deep inside. Feel the boom, feel the bass. Let's let go of time and space. It'll make you dance, it'll make you sing. Ode Wegun, Wedok Wishin. The drum will lead you, take you far. Always remember who you are.
Here to the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. Spencer Byers, and alongside me, Steve McCarthy. And Steve, big game tonight between Six Nations and Owen Sound. 5-0 in favor of the Chiefs after 40 minutes. Obviously, Owen Sound's got to find a way to get themselves on the scoreboard, but with how good Six Nations has been on defense, it's going to be a tall order.
Yeah, I mean, starting in goal, Warren Hill is an outstanding goaltender, and yeah, they're a veteran crew back there on defense. They're all NLL veterans, and yeah, you can't, when you get a little bit of time and space, you have to use it quickly. You can't hesitate. You can't look for that second fake or that little dip. It's got to be in and out of the stick. And again, these are learning episodes for the young team out here today. And you know, I think they ended up getting 6 their first game in Six Nations when it was more of a transition helter-skelter type game. We haven't had a lot of opportunity in transition tonight, so they might want to look to that route as well when they do to find something to beat Warren.
That's for sure. And again, Warren Hill's been pretty good tonight in the cage for Six Nations, but I always mention every broadcast because he's been so good for your team this year. Caleb Martin, really good performance here tonight.
Yeah, Caleb's been outstanding tonight, real sharp, only allowing 5 goals after 2 periods. And yeah, he's looked real good. I mean, he's had some situations where he hasn't been able to play a full 60 minutes because we've had some, I think some defenders fatigued under duress and such, but they've all played pretty well defensively tonight, a few breakdowns, and you always have to be wary of that when you play a team as deep as Six Nations, because they can hurt you with so many guys on the floor.
That's for sure, as the guys will start streaming their way onto the floor here in just a minute. But again, as you see there, led out by Dustin Hill are the Six Nations Chiefs. And I will say the one thing about Six Nations that, kind of, I'll say grinds my gears, is not one of their teams named the same thing. Their junior B team are the Rebels. Their senior B team are the Rivermen. Their MSL team are the Chiefs. And I know they got other teams, a litany of other teams, called all kinds of names. And Brooklyn does the same thing with the Brooklyn Lacrosse Club in the MSL versus the OSL, where they are the Merchants.
Yeah.
Which I personally don't like. I like the North Stars because it's North Stars from U9 all the way up to the MSL team, which I do appreciate. Makes my life a little bit easier. Trying to remember names and teams and when everything changes. Even though, again, I will mention, the Chiefs jerseys are spectacular. I am a big fan of these jerseys.
They are, and I guess we should, again, big win tonight by the Senior B North Stars in Clearview, which will vault them ahead of Clearview and give them the season tiebreaker if it comes down to that. So I think they have each team has 3 games remaining, and Owen Sound doesn't need as much help now to make the playoffs as well as had they had lost there tonight. So great showing for them.
For sure. As that shot, good save there. That was Tyler Hall's.
Yeah, and that was just a quick release by Tyler. A cut, he got it passed right in the stick, and those are the kind of goals that'll go in. So they continue to look for those opportunities. They should maybe get some success here.
LeClaire played that one down. As spinning is Jackson. Jackson for McLaughlin. McLaughlin, that one just wide. They're saying it went off Martin, so a reset, but retrieved by Halls anyway, so doesn't really matter. As Halls has got to get this ball forward before that 8-second call is made. They just get it over, I would expect, as now Webster.
Yeah, they don't utilize the 30-second. It's up to the referee to count it off, and it's not always in sync, but that was pretty close.
Jabber played that one across. In now as that misses everybody and taken now by the Chiefs.
Yeah, again, just a tough play. You really got to look confident when you have the ball, and Owen Sound's trying to drift a few passes in there, and you just have to make sure you make hard picks, get off them quickly, and
Stotts trying to get a shot away, getting hacked and whacked by Noah Millsap. Or actually, pardon me, that would be Jamie Hunt. That shot off the post and finds its way in, and that's a second there for Travis Longboat. And that one just found its way through Caleb Martin.
Yeah, they just seemed to exactly find his way through him. I'm not quite sure. He didn't have much of an angle there. It looked like it hit Caleb in the chest protector, but found a way to drop in behind him. So we'll get a better look here on the replay. And again, we just too much time and space. And yeah, that was hit the chest pad, went down, rolled between the legs. But it just goes to show you just a little 2-man game, and created some space.
Now he's made by Webster. Webster shot scores! Jackson Webster finally gets Owen Sound on the board. No goose egg tonight. No shutout tonight as Owen Sound get themselves on the board, Steve. And sometimes they come in bunches, and Owen Sound could really use a couple more.
Yeah, and again, not to harp on things, but Jackson Webster, one of the few times tonight, and it was just a nice play by him, a little fake that he was going to drop it back. He gets inside and goes across the crease, and Warren, he had him at his mercy, and he put it inside there, and that's what you need to do. You cannot live on the perimeter and expect to score a lot of goals against a solid club like the Chiefs, and that's great to see them answer back here, and hopefully for their sake they can continue to try to get inside.
And maybe you could argue defensive lapse there by Six Nations, and almost a defensive lapse the other way, as Tim Edwards was the one who got beat, and then there was just no help on the strong side.
Jamie Hunt lost the draw there, and I mean, he is the designated draw guy, but he's got to recognize that it was a 3-on-2 coming down, and he can't leave the floor. And Jamie's pretty heady player.
Down again goes a Owen Sound player that looks to be Greg Elijah Brown, as Owen Sound was barking there from the bench as he is in a bad way and might have got caught something up high. We'll see if we have a replay of it. I didn't see it, Steve, so I will have to plead ignorance until we see a second look at it. And there's now going to be a penalty going against the Chiefs, it looks like, as Non-Con Thompson will take his second minor of the game, and we'll get a chance to look at it here. As you see right there, an extra shot, and he took great there to the side of the head.
How that is not a 5-minute major when it's a high slash. He got called for a slash.
Which
and it's
obviously
fine if you're going to slash somebody on the arms where they have protection, but to take a slash in the neck.
Right under the helmet.
Is, you know.
And actually, pardon me, was Hayden Summers-Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, those are times when the referees, you know, have to step up their game, and no one likes to hand out 5-minute majors willy-nilly, but that certainly would be an opportunity to pull one out of the holster there when it's, a slash above the shoulders. It's a dangerous situation, and we're lucky here that Hayden Summers-Thompson looks like he's going to be okay.
And I will mention that Adam Jones is probably giving that same explanation to the referees there. As that shot, good save, Dante Koulis with the attempt, as it's immediately retrieved there by Steve Pirolo. Pardon me.
Priolo. I know that one's been tongue twisting all night. And
my slurring also doesn't help, as that's a nice move there by the Chiefs. Still trying to get away there is Eli McLaughlin. That ball fired misses just about everybody, and it ended up missing everybody except for Caleb Commandon, who comes all the way down the other floor.
And a good recognition by Taylor, understanding that they are on the power play and not to get too deep.
Almost a shot there as he got tied up was Curtis Woodland. Now Brown, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Up top, back around there. Nice pass for Brown, just couldn't get the one-timer off as...
Yeah, and that was a nice play, and had they been able to execute it, they had a great opportunity there, and that's what you need to do, a little east-west stuff, have Warren have to vacate one side of the net, and again, they're not going to have much time to work, but they should get another possession out of this.
Keyword there is should, is now Sundown. Gives it off to Dane Smith. Smith plays it there for Longboat, who's got 2 tonight. Travis Longboat will just fire it into the corner, and that's pretty smart as the shot clock will now go off. Picked up, though, by Tyler Halls, who will play it forward, and there may be one more good chance here for Owen Sound. What they do have to watch as coming out of the box before the shot clock will expire will be Non-Con Thompson.
Yeah, they're not going to want to take a perimeter shot here.
What a shot there by the other one almost there as Webster took that long shot. It was a great rebound attempt there by Jabber, and now we're back to 5-on-5 as Edwards will hold up and just kind of float it there to Ross Hill. Fired for Austin Stotts. Stotts will walk into one. That got blocked. It will die in the slot. Ball now rolling around, and it's retrieved by the White Shirts. What a save by Caleb Martin. Another save by Caleb Martin as a step into the crease there as Owen Sound will get possession. As again, some barking between Millsap and Stotts.
Yeah, Millie is just a fearless young player here. We got him, I think, in the 4th round Orangeville product, and he's been a delight to see play this season, and good future ahead for him because he works so hard and he's willing to learn. And
now for Brown, Webster got it there. Passed across the top now. Brendan Campbell trying to make the way around into the middle. That shot. Good save, Jabber.
Great patience there by Brendan, and to make sure he could get that pass off. He got it to somebody who had a little bit of time and space. And again, he has been doing a lot of the spade work out there.
Back pass back for Brown. Brown will shoot it just wide. Just retrieved, though, and somehow got that one away was Webster as he'll now try to go back after it as he gets bumped and dropped and tangled up, and now away will come Priolo.
Yeah, again, great effort.
I didn't choke on it that time.
No, you nailed it, so you're home free from here on in.
Oh, goodness, I hope so. It's Dane Smith. Back for Austin Stotts. Back for Dane Smith. Longboat will play it into the middle. I thought missed everybody. What a shot, and stepped in. I think that did beat Caleb, and it did, but it stepped in. It won't count. As Austin Stotts will air his grievances as away will go commanded. For Koulis. Dante Koulis will fire. Good save there by Hill. It will come out, but taken immediately there by the white shirts. That is just kind of handcuffed there to Dane Smith. I don't know how that got away. Smith will fire. Good save there by Martin. Quick whistle too, I'm surprised. As now Halls getting pressure by McLaughlin. And Halls will just get rid of it. Webster off for Brown.
Yeah, the offensive players have to get over that restraining line or that invisible center line a little quicker there, so Halsey is somebody to give the ball to.
Campbell played it down there for Blumbergs. That ball gets bounced around as Brown will go down right in front of the cage of Warren Hill.
Again, a nice catch in traffic, but if you don't have a proper shot, sometimes it's best just to pull back out and see if you can't move it to your next teammate.
Sam Leclerc now. Nice pass in front, wide open. Good save there by Caleb Martin, not an attempt by Ross Hill. Austin Stotts now. Down for that look to be Leclerc. Ball now on the floor. Leclerc will retrieve it for Longboat. Stotts, head fake, fires that one wide and into the rafters and right off the chest protector there of Caleb Martin, and possession will go back to Owen Sound and starts there with Curtis Hall.
Yeah, Curtis is a pretty steady influence back there. Again, young guy, you know, former Allura Mohawk, does a little coaching there at the Junior Bees now, and we're certainly we're able to pick him up as a free agent after being drafted by Brooklyn, I think, 3 years ago.
Played now, that shot just bounced wide. That will be over and back, or before it goes into the bench, so it won't matter. And they're gonna say water break for the net miners, and it will be here with 12:23 left in the third period.
Yeah, I don't know what all the referees weren't on the same page there as far as the break was. Coulter, the referee closest to Warren Hill, had signaled that he was fine to go to the bench for a little refreshment, and the other two didn't pick up on the memo. So,
as we quickly would like to thank Boston Pizza for the crew refreshments here tonight. 1606 16th Street East here in Owen Sound, or call them at 519-370-2003. Website on the screen. They're also on Skip the Dishes, as Steve will mow down on some pizza here, as he was a little late getting to it because of having to not only be the GM of the team, not only commentate the game, but he also had to run the ticket booth to get in the building. So Steve had a chance to see all the lovely fans that are now here in attendance tonight for this MSL game. As Longboat down for Smith. Smith misses. I believe that's McLaughlin, and it was. So now away will come Noah Millsap. So a little bit of some miscues here offensively for the white shirts, as Millsap will run it into the offensive zone. Handing off now to Halls. Halls back for Jackson Webster. Jackson Webster now. Trying to make his way through the middle now. We'll look for a pass. Doesn't really find one, so he'll give it off. Back for Webster. Webster, nice move around. Webster, free walk. Webster, shot. Good save there by Hill.
Outstanding move, and Jackson Webster is just a joy to watch. He's got a big career ahead of him. He's such a heady player. He can play both ends of the floor.
And now Stotts scores, and Stotts gets thrown as he fires. Caught up by 3 different eights there as double eights. Nola Ruddy got beat, and the help there with Hayden Summers-Thompson is they're now going to meet as Stotts will bump Hayden Summers-Thompson as they go to the bench.
And right in front of the referee, and that's, they've listened to him yap his gums all night, and those are just situations where just tee him up and nip it in the bud, you know. Yeah, again, like, you cannot give him time and space because he's such a big body, he's such a skilled guy that if you're not going to stay between him and the net, you have no chance to defend him. So it's unfortunate, after a great scoring opportunity by Jackson Webster at one end, they come down and 15 seconds later it's in the back of your net.
And they're going to call a fault there against Jamie Hunt, the first of the night against either side. Will give free possession to the white shirts. Edwards will just gift it to McLaughlin, and then here comes Six Nations again. Back up top now for Dane Smith, who will fire it. That will bounce right into the chest protector of Caleb Martin, who will just hand it to Tyler Halls. Trying to get around Smith, and he caught that one up high, and don't see a hand go up. Halls might have wanted that one, but
Well,
referees
again,
disagreed.
In a 7-1 game in the third period, you would think there might be some calls coming one way, but
Command it, puts it into the middle. That ball bounces through, and it will now bounce in some shirts and be retrieved by Jerry Stotts.
Yeah. And that's just a sloppy offensive opportunity. And
that's Stotts there. The other one, Austin Stotts, that's a good save there, as they're going to call possession away, or possession against Six Nations there, as Austin Stotts will play a little bit of press there, as up the floor now will come Hayden Summers-Thompson, who does look no worse for wear after they get the slash to the back of the neck.
No, and he's been out quite a bit here recently with an ankle or a shoulder injury, I believe it was, and good to see him back. So to take a slash across the shoulder probably isn't what he was looking to have done.
Definitely not, as Webster just couldn't retrieve that one. Now picked back up here by Owen Sound, trying to get around as that ball's fired into absolutely nobody, as there was 3 different white shirts on him. So in fairness, he really had nowhere to go there to Curtis Woodland.
No, you just have to understand how much time's left in the clock and try to get something towards the net there. There was no time for a one-handed pass.
Smith gives it off to McLaughlin. Sundown, what a pass, that shot scores, and the Chiefs make it 8-1 with that marker, and beautiful passing there by the white shirts, as I believe that is Shane Jackson with his second of the night.
Yeah, and again, you just see the skill, and again, you got to take that time and space away, and you got to understand that here you got a player who's on the wrong side of the floor, who's less of a scoring threat there, so you cannot give that cross pass where the goaltender has no opportunity to make the save. You know, it's a gaping net, and you know, you would hope that Owen Sound can hang in here with the last 10 minutes of the period and sort of close the gap. And they've had a respectable showing against by far the best team in the world so far, defending Mann Cup champions, who beat a real strong New Westminster Salmon Valley 4-1 last year at the Mann Cup. And this team has improved, if that's even possible.
Held up there against the boards, right in the restricted area for Six Nations. That ball's going to come loose, and they're going to say possession in favor of Six Nations, and some late shoving there by it looked to be non-con Thompson. And there's still some barking there as Thompson will go off, but possession will stay with the Chiefs.
I don't know if he called that over and back, because he certainly was over the center line. So how it could have been a 8-second violation is beyond me, but
nice move there by Dane Smith, who hands it off. That shot, good save. That was McLaughlin. That ball might bounce away though, but just couldn't get it. Was commanded yet, but now command it will go, and there's going to be a penalty going against Owen Sound, I'd say, or we're going to find out here as Dane Smith is complaining there to the referee. As wait, Nolan Ruddy will go away, or wait a second. Really? I'm not kind of curious. Well, I think Ruddy will go, as Ruddy will start walking back towards the box.
Yeah, again, it's hard to, you know, when they turn the blind eye to some of the stuff, and after the goal we saw Austin Stotts go out of his way to give Summers-Thompson a shot. So.
Oh wait, they're sending Ruddy back to the bench, I think. Actually, they're going to be sending, it looks to be Will Cecile.
Again, not.
And they're going to say slashing against Cecile.
Well.
So that's his first penalty of the night. Obviously, you'd probably rather have Cecile on the floor than in the penalty box, but we'll see what Six Nations can do on there. I think their third power play of the game, they're 1 for 2. McLaughlin and Smith playing a little past the parcel there. Played all the way around now. Austin Stotts plays that one for Smith. It misses him. Picked up now almost by Longboat as Halls will take it into the corner. That ball still on the floor as Martin goes to kick it. He'll now press up against that looks to be Longboat. Played across top now. Stotts. Great save there by Martin. As now Halls will make his way up the floor. Stotts bumps him hard, but away Halls will go anyway. So a good chance here for Owen Sound to kill 30 seconds. Halls now just going to hold on to it. Thought about giving it away and then thought better of it as Webster will now have possession. Webster thought about making a break towards the net here as Smith's trying to defend him. Webster going to get harassed on by 2, make it 3 white shirts. Webster just bouncing his way towards the net. He might have a chance to fire. He does! Great save by Hill anyway.
And again, this just shows that Webster, he just continues to work hard. He turns a 1-on-3 at least into a shot on goal, and in the meantime burned up 30 seconds off that power play, which they can't score if they don't have the ball.
And now Austin Stotts, McLaughlin, Smith. Again, a little bit of pass the parcel there between McLaughlin and Smith. Right across for Stotts. That shot, good save by Martin. Bounces back in front though, and it's retrieved by Jackson.
Yeah, those are situations where you'd really like to see them be able to collapse in and make sure they collect that loose ball.
That will score, McLaughlin.
Yeah,
his second of the night.
Inability to box out and pick up a loose ball there, again, hurts them. Again, we went from 0 for 1 on the power play, now 3 for 4. So, again, if you're going to take a penalty, it's pretty much an automatic goal against.
And that was even a good kill, you'd say, Steve, till they weren't able to get that rebound on that previous shot before this goal.
But again, it's just a mistake not being able to pick up that loose ball. You'll notice every time there's a loose ball in front of Warren Hill, Owen Sound is not coming up with it. So they get boxed out, they get bodied out, and they get bullied away from the ball. And Owen Sound just has to be more physical. It'll come with being more mature players and understanding that doing all the little things amount to greater success. And until you can start beating other teams at the little things, you're going to struggle.
Stotts missed that one by a little bit, and it will hit the rafter, so possession will go back here to Owen Sound. As now up will come Tyler Halls. And slowly up the floor comes Brown. Played around there by Owen Sound. Dante Koulis now with possession. Gives it off there to Woodland. Woodland fires down, misses just about everybody, as now Blumbergs couldn't get a hold of it. Now away will go Six Nations as Edwards now slowly saunters into the offensive zone. Smith. Give it off there to Longboat. Jackson for Stotts. Almost missed his target, but Smith now, nice move. Smith looking to pass it. We'll get it back in front. Stotts looking to fire. They, I believe, will, but I'm not sure if it touched anybody. So Stotts may have to fire again, as out went Martin. Has a little bit of a tangle up there, as now will be Owen Sound possession.
And just a heads up by Caleb Martin there to get his big stick in there. It was a 30-second clock violation, but he put no doubt in it to make sure he blocked that pass.
Webster gets the screen from Andy Campbell. Fires it down there for Dante Koulis. Koulis fires. That's a good save by Warren Hill. We'll mention right now on the scoring list for Six Nations, as Priolo couldn't get that hold of that one. Now fended off. And that ball still on the floor. And now re-picked back up by the Chiefs. That ball will just pop into Caleb Martin's area, and he'll say thank you very much. But as I was saying there, is Owen Sound will come back up the floor. Scoring leaders right now is at 5 for Six Nations with a couple players, and Shane Jackson and Austin Stotts, both with 5 points, as well as Eli McLaughlin. As now around the top there goes Luke Jabber. Trying to give it back to the Jabber. Again, so trying to give it off to Jabber. That ball misses now through the slot. Missed 3 from black shirts, and I believe 3 from white shirts, as that is now picked back up by Six Nations. And sauntering there is Thompson.
Yeah, it's tough. The offensive play on the North Stars has really deteriorated here late in the third period here, and just not getting much done. They could take the page. They're just watching how the Six Nations conducts himself on offense.
And now Millsap and Sam LeClaire battle there, as LeClaire left a big wet spot down in front of Caleb Martin, so we'll see if they get a chance to go clean that up here soon before somebody takes a tumble and inevitably gets hurt. Brennan Campbell now, nice move. Campbell got that one whacked out of his stick by, that looked to be Tyson Bell, who will come away with it.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with a lot of toe drags here.
Nice pass in front, though, quickly. That ball off the crossbar, and we'll now take, I believe, a wipe, and we will, as that attempt was taken by, I believe, that is 48, and Caden Brennan, who I don't think I've ever said his name yet tonight, but Brennan with a great opportunity in transition from the pass from Tyson Bell.
Yeah, Caden Brennan is a player call up who's had some action here with the Chiefs earlier this season. Member of the Six Nations Senior B Club, and they certainly are, well, again, great young players that step in when you get the opportunity here at the MSL level for Six Nations.
Get a chance to see the upcoming games here for Owen Sound. They got to go to Brampton on July 4th on Independence Day across the border to play against Brampton, and then they host their, I believe, if not I think their last 2 games of the year. They host Oakville on July 6th, and then on July 13th, on the next Saturday, they host to Cobourg.
Yeah, and we finish up the following Sunday in Cobourg, and then we'll, you know, look and see what's ahead of us after that.
Stotts now fires it into the corner. Jackson back up top. Right across there for Stotts again. Stotts trying to get it in front. No, he actually faked it. What a pass in front of that looked to be going to Longbow, but taken by Halls.
And just a great one-on-one defensive play by Noah Millsap. He was able to take care of business with Austin Stotts, which is not an easy thing to do, and he's such a premier one-on-one player.
So that ball's bounced around and now taken by Six Nations, as you mentioned there, Steve. Seems like the offense is kind of dried up for Owen Sound as that shot is saved. That's Longboat.
But we just, you know, Jake Cates just got inside there. He changed hands and wasn't able to deposit the ball, but he made a nice move, cut across the net, had a great scoring opportunity, but
as Smith bounces that one on target. Good save by Caleb Martin. Good rebound and a great save there by Caleb Martin.
But again, you see the opportunity where
quickly up the floor, that ball bounces through Caleb Commandant's stick there. It feels like a big bump from Nuncan Thompson, who argues the call. Not sure how. That was pretty blatant. Actually, pardon me, that was not Nuncan Thompson. That was the...
yeah, it was.
Actually, pardon me, it was Nuncan Thompson. Yeah. I thought it was 19, but for the second look, maybe it was a 7. But I don't have 79, so I should have been confident. As now Dante Koulis makes his way around. Koulis just trying to find an opening. Never really gets one. He'll pass it across, but a pass scores! Tyler Brown ends up getting open back door and makes it 9-2.
And again, that was a real nice feed and an exceptional delivery by Tyler Brown to catch it and shoot all in one motion. A lot of patience there. And he just kind of slid to an open area. And yeah, well done. Slid away from Jeremy Thompson there, I think, leaked in behind him and found a little seam, and Dante Koulis ripped a pass to him, and he deposited in the net. And that, again, those are the way you'll score on this club. You're not going to score marching around the perimeter with 45-foot shots. And you got to find a way to get inside. That time they had good ball control, nice pass, and a nice deposit in the net.
We'll mention that Dante Koulis was barking at somebody on the Chiefs bench. I'm not exactly sure who. As, a tumble there between 2 different North Stars. They got kind of forced into each other. So now Justin Martin will come up. Back for Priolo. He gives it off there to Sam Leclerc. Leclerc trying to make a break for it. Is being fended off there by Jake Cates. Austin Stotts now being handled by
and this is where they need to give him a little bit of help right there. Yeah.
That shot low, good save there as Halls will try to keep it, but they're
back in. He allowed the ball to roll back out, unfortunately, and
Stotts will take it, and he was barking at both Halls and the referee there.
Yeah, he barks a lot.
Has now played around. To a lot of success, might I add. Austin Stotts now. Actually, pardon me, Dane Smith now. That was Sundown who came across the top as Dane Smith plays it into the middle, trying to fire, scores, and that will be the 3rd for Shane Jackson, who will make it 10-2 in favor of Six Nations. And I will mention, Steve, it was 20-4 in favor of the White Shirts in this matchup in the opening game of the MSL season down in Six Nations on May 20th. It is now 10-2, so technically speaking, it is exactly half.
No, that was the first. That wasn't the MSL score.
It was Owen Sound's MSL score, I should say.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 13-6, our first game of the season in Six Nations, and we actually had a 4-3 lead at one point in time. So.
I actually will mention it was 15-4.
15-4. Sorry.
15-4 in favor of Six Nations. So
yeah. We were up 4-3, believe it or not.
at one point, as that ball's now being fought for.
I think we were up 3-1 too, so that, and here we
Ruddy
go.
couldn't pick up that one, as that ball's going to get fired around right into the cage there of Caleb Martin. I'm not sure if that's a broken stick or just fallen stick there of Ruddy, as Commandant kind of struggled with that one, as he'll now make it up the floor.
Well, you'd like to see them finish strong here. It was just a little under 2 minutes. They gave up a little weak goal there, and again, you can't give Shane Jackson time and space. And, you know, after playing pretty strong defense throughout most of the night.
Koulis takes that attempt. Good save. Couple of whacks there on Duncan
That's
Thompson.
not a penalty. I mean, that's just a ridiculous call this late in the game. You know, a slash on the shaft is not a penalty.
But even if you call it a high stick, Steve, my question is, if that's a high stick, then maybe there could have been a couple going the other way in favor of Owen Sound. But anyway, Stotts passed across, Longboat. Longboat up for Leclerc. Leclerc shot, good save. And again, unlike the OSL, they don't blow the whistle after a save. They get a chance to replay this one 6-on-5, as Stotts will wait here.
Yeah.
Which again makes sense, because they're just playing to run the clock out here. They're up enough where it doesn't really matter. That ball passed across and taken, as kind of fate in the runaway there was Jake Cates. As now it'll be a power play to end the game for the Chiefs, as Dante Koulis will take the slash, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to be taking penalties 200 feet from your net, and I'm sure the coaching staff won't be happy about that, but I don't think it was much of a call. And anyways,
Smith plays it down.
Yeah.
And it's played all the way around now. Austin Stotts. Well, I wonder if they're going to even take an attempt here. Looks like they will.
Yeah,
Longboat.
They're slow playing a little bit, but yeah, I think they're...
Smith, Longboat, back for Stotts. It got blocked. Smith retrieves it, though. Smith will scoot out of a screen. Smith scores! And finally, Dane Smith, who's been looking to score all night, gets his first of the game, and it's 11-2, in favor of the White Shirts.
And again, a great job knocking the pass down, but the inability to pick up the loose ball allows Dane Smith, one of the most dangerous players in the world, to get a second chance at it. And when that happens, you know, that's the result.
Tyler Hall's kind of got stuck in no man's land there too, Steve, as he just couldn't go out on Smith.
Yeah, he tried to play a little goaltender there, and you know. Anyways, we got 27 seconds here. And
they're going to say, going against Six Nations there, is this should just about end the game as long as they get it back into front court, and they will. So we'll see what Owen Sound does here with the last 20 seconds of this game. Blumsburg played all the way around now to Tyler Brown. Tyler Brown fires it. That's a good save by Hill. That ball bounced back out to Brown. Brown plays it down. Nice into the middle. What a catch! That I thought got shot. It does not. As it's fired down by, looked to be Duncan Thompson, and that will do it. 11-2 final between the Six Nations Chiefs and the Owen Sound North Stars. In the MSL, that would move Six Nations to 7-0 on the year, taking sole possession of first place, while Owen Sound will move to 0-8 on the year. But as you mentioned there, Steve, 4 games remain, including 2 more at home, as you saw there in the upcoming games, and the first 2 weekends of July, and we'll get a chance to see if Owen Sound can get that inaugural win of the MSL season, but also the inaugural win of the MSL club.
Yeah, it's been a drought. Outside of 2021 during the MSL Classic, when the club participated that year as an Owen Sound MSL entry, but not in an official season. They were 3-5 with a record there. So, but outside of that, hadn't had a win since 1995. So it's probably like to see that streak come to an end.
That is for sure. Again, 11-2 final in favor of Six Nations, who stay undefeated in the MSL season. They almost had a shutout here tonight. It took till, I believe, 18 minutes into the third period, 18 minutes left in the third period, as Owen Sound finally got their first marker, Steve. And obviously, offensively, you'd like to see Owen Sound be a little bit better, but Six Nations is undefeated for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, they are, you know, like we said, they did manage to shut out Brampton. I think they've had a couple other games where they've only allowed some, you know, they beat Peterborough 14-7 in Peterborough the other night, which is no simple feat. So, yeah, they are primed, and they are by far the best team in the world at this moment. And you know, we saw a glimpse of it today. They didn't have it turned up at 100% octane, I don't think, but nonetheless, when they started moving the ball and looking for individuals to be open, they always move their feet. They're always looking to create room for their other players, and yeah, they're just potently offensive and stifling defensively.
Now, Owen Sound was pretty good defensively, Steve. They were only down 2-0 after one and then 5-0 after two. So obviously the third period, it kind of got away from them. But with the score getting so lopsided, you kind of expect that. But again, even though with your young club, it was, I think, a pretty good defensive effort all in all.
Yeah, again, I think there were some guys that had strong games on the offensive side of the board. I think Jackson Webster was extremely busy all night in the offensive zone. He took some turns playing on the backside too and coming up and staying in transition in offense. I think Tyler Halls had a strong game defensively, and Jamie Hunt did a pretty good job on the draws against a couple of NLL veterans who are draw guys that were in the circle for Six Nations, so he did a pretty good job. And Caleb Martin, again, was real sharp, especially the first two periods. Had a couple in the third that he'd probably like to have back, but again, he saw a lot of shots, and those kind of things sometimes even out, and sometimes the ones you aren't expected to save get matched with some of the ones that go in that you might want to have back.
Now, I'd like to just end with this, Steve. Again, your team is very young here in Owen Sound, and games against this team like Six Nations, games against, as you mentioned, I'm trying to think of the name, Brooklyn, pardon me, the teams that are really good right now, it's just a learning experience for your young club, and a game like this where they kept up with Six Nations for 40 minutes, it's got to be very encouraging.
Yeah, and again, I think, it's got to be disappointing for players come to the rink knowing that you haven't won a game yet this year, but they seem to be putting the effort forward, and I think they understand the process that we're essentially an expansion team, and a lot of guys are getting an opportunity to be here a year and 2 years down the road when we've accumulated more talents and guys become veterans and no longer rookies. And I think with our affiliation with Junior A team in Orangeville will provide us with some quality players coming up through the junior ranks over the next few years, and that winning attitude that comes along with that. So we're certainly, we have to be patient. We can't be knee-jerk in our assessment of a lot of the young guys, and and hopefully they're not knee-jerk in their assessment of the organization, because we certainly we admire the fact that a lot of them come from a long way to play, and we're giving them that opportunity to prove they belong in the league.
We'll also mention that there, Steve, you saw experience in a couple of years. Some of these guys will be playing in the NLL. I think Caleb Martin is a big component of that, but other guys as well will make their debuts or continue to make their headway in the NLL, kind of like what Six Nations has done with Stotts and Jamison, who wasn't here tonight, and Lyle Thompson as well. So we'll get a chance to see that as the MSL club continues to grow. But with that, that'll be the end of the broadcast here tonight against Six Nations. So for myself, Spencer Byers, Steve McCarthy, and the great Mark Perry down in the control room, thank you so much for joining us, and come on back for some more lacrosse as it heats up going into playoffs in both the MSL and the OSL here on Rogers TV.
Brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Happy Canada Day. I've had the privilege and honor to serve Canadians for the past 36 years. And in this spirit, I join you today in celebrating all communities within this nation of peace, freedom, and opportunity. And I wish everyone, especially those Canadian Armed Forces members and their families deployed internationally and across this immense land of incredible beauty, a very happy Canada Day.